It's your boy Crypto Blood. Welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. It is June 24th, 2018. We're rocking out to some Funk Dubious. Wop, dop, doop, dop, doop, dop, dop. Give a shout out to my man Rude Mudcrab for this 90s hit. Yes, this is a nostalgic one for sure. Thanks for the song request today. What's going on, YouTube fam? Hope you guys are doing well today. We had a little bounce in the market. We got below 6K. I did a poll yesterday and asked you guys on Twitter. It was actually last night. Since we're not going to see 15,000, I think we can rule that out by the end of June. Where do you think we would be? I put up 7,000, above 7,000, below 6,000, and then below 5,000. And then the other one, of course, I got to throw something crazy out there. I said 0. But I was surprised, honestly. A lot of you guys picked above 7,000. I thought we would be below 6,000, and we actually got there last night, later that night. Actually, I woke up this morning and saw we were at 5,800. But we've had a bounce off of that. We'll take a look at that technically in a minute. But today we're going to be talking about John McAfee back in the news again. Looks like he's getting more realistic about price targets. We're going to talk about that. Maybe that shows a bottom in the markets when some of these very over-enthusiastic individuals that are well known in the crypto community kind of bring back their expectations. I think finally when those types of things happen, we'll start to see a bottom. The other thing we're going to talk about is Bitcoin Cash, and they're getting ready to do a stress test to see if they can handle thousands and thousands of transactions with this algorithm that they're using. I'm excited because, if you can't walk the walk, there ain't no reason to talk the talk. So hopefully they can do that. We'll get into the details about that in a second. But first, let's take a look at that market cap. We're currently sitting at $253 billion. We were below 250 earlier this morning. Bitcoin's dominance, of course, up 41.8%, almost 42%. That's very high. But again, this last hour, we saw a huge pop in the markets. So on the hour column, we're seeing a lot of green here. And 24 hours, trying to take back a lot of those losses. But man, look at that 7-day. EOS hit the hardest. I'm actually glad because now I'm today going to be buying. I wish I could have gotten it this morning, but I didn't have time to. But I'll be buying in another quarter of the dry powder that I have left to dollar cost average into this EOS position. I'm at this point, I sold 75% of my position at $13.50, somewhere around there. So I'm going to be getting almost 70% of my tokens, or 70% more of my tokens, 65, 70%, somewhere around there. And man, I'm good with that. It's all about accumulating more tokens when you're in a bear market if you're not shorting. So I'll be doing that later today. Looking bloody out here. It's a crypto blood bath, but you got to take advantage of the opportunity when it's handed to you. And these are those opportunities for sure. Let's take a look at that chart really quickly. Man, look at that. That is almost 400 point swing on Bitcoin, which is just shy of, shy of 10%, like 7%, something like that. Bounce in 1 hour. This was 2 hours ago. We saw a nice spike off of the lows. Now I have my resistance support levels at 5,900. It bounced off of it once there, came back down, got a little bit under it, and then shot right back up. So I'm hoping that we can keep this area. I'll keep an eye on it though, people. But that's a big drop, but big recovery in 1 hour. That's very bullish, very bullish. Again, new targets for me to the upside, 6,600. Got to get back above 66 for me to feel comfortable. This is a good sign at the moment, but I'm not too convinced we're out of the red yet. So on to the first article for today that I'm covering. It is out of Crypto Globe. John McAfee gets real about Bitcoin prices and the decline, but remains bullish, it says here. It says eccentric cybersecurity pioneer John McAfee got real about Bitcoin's price decline. About time. Notably, he still remains bullish as he pointed out it's still up 120% when compared to last year. And I've had this conversation with people in the Webbot room. I said this was like a month, maybe a week or two ago. People were saying, yeah, I see, XYZ going to this and this. I'm like, man, you guys got to really bring those expectations back, people, because what I think many of us, and this is human nature, we do this, we have a very short attention span. That's why the media can really manipulate the masses, because hell, we forget about stuff that happened a month ago. I was telling them, like, look, you got to bring those expectations back. You guys got to remember how far we've come. Just in 2017, we saw 10x, 30x, in some cases 50x returns on some of these coins and stuff. Come on now. I always say this is still, to me, the best asset class to be in. It will outperform pretty much any other asset class out there, and has. If you take a 10-year look at Bitcoin, or I would even go back to when I got into it, even less than that, there is not an asset class even remotely close. And I think going forward, you will see the same outperformance. Will it be at those 2017 numbers? No, I don't think so, but it will still outperform every other asset class out there. So let's take a look at what McAfee's got to say now. It says on Twitter, the cryptocurrency advocate who recently claimed he was spiked and left for dead. I didn't even cover that one. Told his over 830,000 followers that 1 year ago Bitcoin was trading at $2,500, and that at the time of his tweet, it was at 6,000. Here's what he says verbatim. Okay, people, can we please get real? 1 year ago today, Bitcoin was at $2,500. Today, it is over $6,000. That is a 140% increase. This year-to-year increase has been accelerating significantly. Stop the short-term thinking. Get real. Well, that spike drink must have really got some sense knocked into you, McAfee, because you're telling the truth, man. You're preaching now. It says here, at press time, the cryptocurrency dropped below its 6,000 support and is currently trading at $5,800. We're above that now. Taking into account its price from a year ago, it's still up 120%. Per McAfee, his followers should stop the short-term thinking. Article goes on to say it's worth noting that in May, John McAfee boldly predicted Bitcoin would surpass 15,000 this month. Per his words, he used an algorithm he claimed has never been wrong. Oh man, that again, I gotta tell you guys, I'm gonna pause that. When I saw he said he's got an algorithm that's never been wrong, even if he didn't say that, I didn't agree with him. But with that statement, man, I was like, I can't even listen to you, McAfee, on that tip. It says here that the algorithm also predicted EOS would hit $32 by the end of July. Bitcoin Private, a cryptocurrency he promoted on social media, was also set to hit $200 by the end of July. At press time, they're going in on this guy with this. They're really sneak dissing McAfee on this article. At press time, EOS is trading at $7.17 after falling nearly 14% in the last 24 hours. Bitcoin Private is trading at $11 and some change. I don't know. What do you guys think? I personally think that we, and I've been preaching this is nothing new. Gotta reset your expectations. We had a phenomenal year last year in 2017. Actually, I think that year was the anomaly. Going forward, we will still see great returns from cryptocurrencies. I think it just will be more concentrated. You're gonna have to do more work to find the good ones. I'm buying in more EOS today, accumulating more coins since I got out after the registration, or right before the registration period in the mainnet launch. So I'm excited about that. Did you guys get out of EOS? Those that are in EOS, did you get out? There's some other exciting news I'm going to be covering in the next week or so. I try to keep it balanced as far as what I'm covering. I don't want to just cover all EOS, even though I'm very excited about that project. You can trade RAM on EOS, and if you would have done that this week, you would have doubled the amount of EOS tokens you would have. I'll get into the details about RAM trading. It's very, very speculative, very risky, but you can make a lot of money renting your tokens out for RAM usage on the network. I'll get into that at another date. But let me know what you guys think about this market. Before I move on to the next one, I want to give a shout out to Dono for the C60. He's been supplying me with C60 for quite some time now, a few months now, and I appreciate it, man. It's no plug. I'm not getting paid for it. He's just sending it out of the kindness of his heart, so I really appreciate him doing that. I forgot to give him a shout out last video, so I wanted to do that. So on to the next article, though. This Bitcoin Cash stress test that they're getting ready to do. I think this is great. We need this. This will at least show that they're serious about being a competitor to Bitcoin and being a cryptocurrency that will have real world application or use case for everyday purchases, even though I still don't think this model fits it. I think it's just from a value standpoint, it's going to hold too much value and appreciate in value for us to be able to freely want to spend it on a daily basis. But this is out of Bitcoin.com. Can Bitcoin Cash live up to its hype? Real world stress test coming soon. It says here, Bitcoin Cash is being called out, essentially asks if its blockchain and algorithm infrastructure can hang while bombarded with millions of transactions thrown its way. It's an effort by enthusiasts to demonstrate Bitcoin Cash's resilience in the face of mass adoption and usage, and they're inviting even haters to participate. The Bitcoin Cash Stress Test is a community-driven stress test on the Bitcoin Cash network and its services, reads the aptly named site BCH Stress Test Day. It says here, we aim to create millions of minimum fee transactions within a 24-hour period. Such volume of minimum fee transactions will prove to merchants and businesses worldwide, and also to ourselves, that the BCH main network is capable of scaling on-chain and is capable of handling such volume of transactions today. Some pretty weighty hitters within the ecosystem openly warned about the consequences of such a move. For the last 10 months and change, BCH has defied all critics and soldiered on without so much as a hiccup, proving those who wish to maintain the integrity of Satoshi Nakamoto's vision were at least onto something. Article goes on to say here, the data collected will be of great use to developers and businesses providing services on the Bitcoin Cash network, enthusiasts claim. The Bitcoin Cash stress testers are inviting such folks to help on the upcoming date as well. So the article goes on to talk about how you can participate in this event with very little effort. The event is actually on September 1st, 2018, and it says here, this is the date anyone who's interested can help. It's purposefully scheduled prior to the planned BCH November upgrade, and proponents hope to make this an annual event. The hope is to process over 5 million minimum fee transactions within a 24-hour period on the main Bitcoin Cash chain. However, this does not need to be the only aim, as we also want people to stress test apps, wallets, and services so everyone can get useful data they can use to move forward. Wow, this is good, man. They're, like I said at the beginning, they're putting their money where their mouth is, and they're looking to have a nice stress test in September. So let me know what you guys think about this. These are the types of things that I need to see from projects that are more cryptocurrency projects, testing real world scenarios, not just talking. You know, I know there's some Bitcoin Lightning Network lovers out there. Listen, I don't know how long you've been in Bitcoin, but Bitcoin they've been talking about doing Lightning since 2016, 2015, and it was always 16 months away, 18 months away. You know, it just continues to go on and on and on with nothing really tangible there. So I'm glad to see a project like Bitcoin Cash at least out there stress testing it, getting real world feedback. And this is the type of stuff we'll need to have confidence in merchants adopting cryptocurrencies. Doesn't matter which one it is, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, whatever is your flavor. These are the types of things we need to see. And once we can prove that the network can handle this, then we'll see more adoption. We'll see more merchants take on these cryptocurrencies to be utilized on a day-to-day basis. So you guys let me know what you think about this stress test. I think this is an awesome thing. We need this. We need more projects doing this type of thing. Show improve, man. Show improve. That's pretty much it for today. I want you guys to like and subscribe. Click that bell if you do subscribe. And have a great Sunday. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace. Yeah.